What if the largest transfer of wealth in human history is happening right now, and most people don't even know it? Picture a quiet suburban street in America. Behind closed doors, families are gathering, sorting through old wills, faded photographs, and stacks of financial statements. Some are preparing for a windfall, others are bracing for a storm. Over the next 2 decades, more than $100 trillion will move from one generation to the next. It's a number so big it's almost impossible to imagine. It's enough to buy every single home in America, twice over. But this isn't just about money, it's about power, legacy, and the future of the American dream itself. So how did we get here? How did the baby boomers, a generation born in the shadow of World War II, manage to amass the greatest fortune in history? And why are so many families, from Main Street to Wall Street, dangerously unprepared for what comes next? This is the story of secret inheritances, bitter family feuds, and the new rules of survival in an age of sudden wealth. It's a story of incredible opportunity, but also of immense risk. What happens when the baby boomers' fortune finally changes hands? Who will the winners be? Who are the losers? And who will get left behind entirely? Coming up, we'll dive into the hidden risks, reveal the new winners, and explore the families being left out of the greatest financial handoff in history. But first, let's understand how we got here and why this transfer is so different from anything the world has ever seen before. Let's step back in time to 1945. The world is rebuilding from the ashes of war. In America, factories that once churned out tanks and bombers are now producing cars, refrigerators, and televisions. The GI Bill sends millions of veterans to college. Suburbs bloom across the landscape, complete with white picket fences, backyard barbecues, and the hum of new prosperity. This is the birth of the American middle class. Ordinary families, who were once renters, are becoming homeowners for the first time. A single income can comfortably support a family of 4. Paychecks stretch further, and for the first time, millions begin to invest in the stock market. Then, the baby boomers arrive, 76 million strong. They grow up in a world of abundance where the American dream feels not just possible, but inevitable. Parents teach their children the value of hard work, thrift, and ambition. Banks offer savings accounts with real, tangible interest. The very first 401k statements start arriving in the mail, promising a future of comfort and security. But beneath the surface, something else is happening. The seeds of generational wealth are being planted. Compound interest starts to work its quiet magic. Homes that were bought for $10,000 in the 1950s become worth hundreds of thousands by the 1990s. Stocks split, dividends grow, and family fortunes begin to swell, often silently. This wasn't just about working hard, it was about being in the right place at the right time, riding a wave of unprecedented economic growth. The boomers built their wealth through a combination of a booming post-war economy, rising real estate values, and the power of long-term stock market investing. They bought into a system that was designed to reward saving and ownership. But as this incredible fortune now prepares to move to their children, the landscape has changed completely. The economy is different, the rules are different, and the challenges are bigger than ever. In our next segment, we'll explore the dark side of this massive inheritance. Why are so many families tearing themselves apart over money? What are the legal and emotional traps that can turn a blessing into a curse? And most importantly, what can you do to prepare for this historic shift, whether you're expecting an inheritance or not? Stay tuned. America in the 20th century was a land of booming opportunity. Post-war prosperity fueled an unprecedented rise in the middle class. Families bought homes, sent their kids to college, and built wealth like never before. The baby boomers, born into this era of optimism, held the keys to a fortune, trillions of dollars in real estate, stocks, and businesses. But how did so many ordinary families become millionaires in a single generation? Why did the American dream seem to work so well for them? Yet, this prosperity wasn't shared by everyone. Systemic issues like redlining, wage gaps, and unequal access to education meant some communities were left behind. The gap between the haves and have-nots was quietly widening. As fortunes grew, so did the division, planting the seeds of a future crisis. The American dream was real, but not for all. Now, fast forward to today. The baby boomers are aging. Every single day, 10,000 of them turn 65. Retirement parties are a daily ritual, and family homes are starting to feel a little too big for empty nesters. Behind the celebrations, though, a demographic time bomb is ticking. Thanks to medical advances, people are living longer than ever. But with longer lives come new challenges, the staggering costs of long-term care and the complex question of who inherits the family fortune. The numbers are mind-boggling. By 2030, all boomers will be over the age of 65. Trillions in assets, homes, stocks, small businesses are poised to change hands in what's being called the Great Wealth Transfer. The problem? Many families are completely unprepared. Wills are outdated. Heirs are scattered across the country, sometimes across the globe, and old family rivalries are simmering just beneath the surface. This creates a massive inheritance gap. Some will receive life-changing windfalls, while others will inherit nothing but debt. Financial advisors even have a name for it: sudden wealth syndrome, the shock and confusion that hits when an unprepared heir receives a fortune overnight. Meanwhile, younger generations are struggling with student loans, credit card debt, and mortgages, making the promise of upward mobility feel more fragile than ever. So, what happens when 10,000 Americans retire every day? Why are so many heirs unprepared for this windfall, or the responsibility that comes with it? The biggest surprises aren't just in the numbers. They're in who wins, who loses, and how the rules of wealth are changing right before our eyes. Did you know we're in the middle of the largest wealth transfer in human history? We're talking about an estimated $100 trillion. That's a tidal wave of money, and its first waves are already crashing ashore. For some, this handoff is a masterpiece of planning. Imagine a daughter inheriting the family business and taking it to new heights, or a son using his share to launch a foundation, turning old money into new opportunities. It's a smooth, carefully guided legacy, orchestrated by financial advisors and secured by airtight wills. But for many others, this story is pure chaos. A forgotten will ignites a bitter family feud, tearing siblings apart. A lifetime of savings gets devoured by probate court battles, taxes, and endless legal fees. The stark reality is that the winners in this massive shift are the ones who prepared. They understood the new rules of the game. For instance, did you know that in the U.S., estate taxes can claim up to 40% of a fortune? Financial literacy isn't just a good skill to have anymore. It's a survival tool. We're seeing wealth management firms, once exclusive to the ultra-rich, now marketing directly to middle-class families. They promise to protect and grow these inheritances, recognizing the massive opportunity. But what about the losers? They're the ones caught completely off guard. Some inherit property they can't even afford to maintain. Others are forced to sell cherished family homes at a loss. Or worse, fall prey to sophisticated scams and disastrous investments. There's even a term for it: sudden wealth syndrome, where a massive windfall vanishes almost as quickly as it arrived, leaving a trail of regret. This shift has also created a new industry. A new class of influencers and online advisors is rising. You see them all over YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts, promising the secrets to building generational wealth. Some offer genuinely valuable advice, but many are just selling an unattainable dream. The gap between the financially prepared and the unprepared is widening every single day. We are literally witnessing the birth of a new generation of dynasties, while others watch their family's legacy slip through their fingers like sand. So how does one family lose a fortune overnight, while another builds a dynasty from the same opportunity? What are the new rules for not just surviving, but thriving in this new age of inheritance? To understand this, let's picture two very different moments in time. First, let's go back to the 1920s. Wealth was tangible. It was the family farm passed down from parent to child. It was gold coins tucked away in a kitchen drawer. Wealth was measured in land, livestock, and the power of the family name. The rules were simple, even with the Great Depression on the horizon. Work hard, save what you can, and hope the next generation has it a little better. Now, fast forward to today. The world of wealth is almost unrecognizable. It's digital. It's stocks, index funds, and cryptocurrency wallets. Family businesses have been replaced by complex investment portfolios and retirement accounts. With a single click, millions of dollars can move across continents in an instant. But the rules? They have become infinitely more complex. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about the future of the American dream itself. Are you prepared to navigate it? You know, back in the day, inheritance was pretty simple. A family affair, handled right at the kitchen table, maybe with a neighbor as a witness. Fast forward to today, and it's a whole different ballgame. It's a maze of estate taxes, complex trusts, and even digital assets like online accounts. The risks, they're way bigger. But guess what? So are the opportunities. Are we living in a new Gilded Age, or is this something even bigger? It makes you wonder what past generations got right and what crucial lessons we might be missing today. Because the stakes are higher than ever before. The numbers we're talking about are massive, and the ripple effects of these changes go far beyond just one family. So, what can you do to make sure you're not left behind in what might be the greatest financial shift of our time? The next chapter of the American dream is being written as we speak, and believe it or not, the pen is in your hands. What does the $100 trillion wealth transfer really mean for you? It's so much more than just a staggering number, it's a crossroads. For some, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build a lasting legacy, to pour money into their biggest dreams, and to completely rewrite their family's story for generations to come. But for others, it's a serious warning. It's a sign that without careful preparation, even the most enormous fortune can disappear in the blink of an eye, within a single generation. History has shown us time and again that every great shift, every boom, and every bust, every time power changes hands, doesn't just reshape bank accounts. It reshapes the very fabric of our society. The American dream has always been about more than just money, right? It's about hope. It's about ambition. It's about that fundamental belief that tomorrow can genuinely be better than today. But dreams don't just happen. They need a plan. They need conversations. And yeah, some of them might be uncomfortable. We're talking about wills, trusts, and what truly matters to you and your loved ones. This new era demands financial literacy, and not just for the ultra-wealthy, but for everyone. We all need to understand how money works if we want to navigate this changing landscape. So the big question is, will you be ready when it's time for the handoff? Or will you be left behind, wondering what happened? Will your family's story be one of incredible growth and opportunity, or one of missed chances and regret? The answers aren't just hidden in the financial news headlines or expert reports. They're right there in your own kitchen, in your own family conversations, and in the choices you make every single day. If you enjoy cinematic economic history and want to learn how to prepare for this next chapter, make sure you subscribe. Next time, we're diving into the forgotten crisis that almost brought Wall Street to its knees. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching.